I'm Dr. Anthea Todd, and this is What's My Body Telling Me? If you've ever felt like something's off, but your tests say you're fine, or you keep ending up in the same patterns with no clear reason, you're not broken. You're just not listening in a way your body needs. Here, we do things differently. I'll show you how to tune into your body, not your bias, and understand your symptoms to reconnect to the health that actually feels good for you and your life. Because your body isn't the problem, it's the solution. And your journey starts by asking one question: what is my body telling me? Ready to listen differently? Let's begin. Welcome back to another episode of What's My Body Telling Me? Today, I thought we would touch on fatigue. Now, fatigue is such a big topic, and you might be sitting here listening to this, whether you're out for a walk because you dragged yourself out for a walk and you know you should do a walk to make you feel good. Or maybe you're exhausted and you snoozed your alarm 50 times this morning, or what felt like 50 times. Or you just can't get out of bed. Or maybe you feel like you're being driven by your to-do list. You feel like you're running on empty internally, but your mind and the urgency that you've created in your life are the things that are perpetuating you forward. But you know deep down that this isn't how you want to feel in your day. And maybe you're noticing that you're starting to get physical body symptoms with this. So you might notice that you're getting skin irritation, that you are getting acne, that you're not hungry, or maybe you have a ravishing appetite. Maybe you're getting headaches, insomnia, can't sleep, a whole host of different symptoms. And it seems like fatigue is like the best friend of whatever these symptoms are. So there's a couple of things that you can look out for when your body is giving you the symptom of fatigue. Because remember, our body is always looking out for us. The symptom isn't the problem, it's the solution. So even though no one is jumping up for joy going, yes, pick me, I want to be fatigued, your body is giving you that signal to tell you something. So let's listen in. Now, there's lots of different ways that we can listen, and you might be on Instagram, ChatGPTing, being to different doctors, naturopaths, Chinese medicine, chiropractors, ask your best friend's sister's cousin to try and find the answer to your fatigue. You've possibly done everything you can, but haven't stopped and truly listened to your body. Because maybe you know deep down it's telling you something, but you're fearful of what that is. And we've had previous episodes or relatable episodes where people have known that they need to go, for instance, get checked by their doctor, but they've put it off and put it off and put it off. And lo and behold, they've lost a kidney because there was something going on internally in their body that they knew wasn't right, but they put off listening to their body. Some people, it's not that significant or severe where you lose a kidney, but you're going, I know it's my job, or I know it's this pattern of behavior that I have where I literally cannot sit still, but I just can't. There's something in me that I, for the life of me, never want to be seen as lazy or resting. Or even when I do sit down and rest, it feels like my mind's going a million miles an hour, so I'm not actually resting. So if you're noticing any of these patterns start to go ding, 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 yes, is she in my mind? This is how I feel. Let me tell you, either I have experienced exactly that, or I have spoken to many women, many patients that feel exactly like you. So you are not alone. So how can we start to address this symptom or this signal from the body of fatigue? Well, first off, if you're noticing you have fatigue and it's not necessarily related to your lifestyle. Say, for instance, you've been out all night on a bender and you didn't sleep, and then the next day you have fatigue. Well, yeah, that makes sense. It's your body saying, hey, we probably can't do that all the time. It's not good for us. We're tired, exhausted. We need rest, right? That makes sense. But if you're someone that has possibly not necessarily been going out on benders, drinking, doing those things, but you might be pushing through doing a lot of work, taking a lot on your plate. Or maybe you're a busy mum that never has any time for herself. These things can build up silently, and we can notice that fatigue come in. Or maybe you're like, my lifestyle and my environment doesn't really make sense why I'm fatigued. I'm getting 12 hours sleep a night and I wake up exhausted. And no matter what I do throughout the day, I'm just tired. If I look at someone and they have energy, I think, how? Have you had 50 Red Bulls today? Or you just live off coffee? So if you're noticing you're one of those people, the first thing that I always suggest is, yes, go and get some blood tests taken with your doctor. Go see your doctor. Because sometimes there can be, in rare cases, things that are causing that fatigue to come about. There can be thyroid issues. There can be iron issues. There can be, in rare cases, cancers that are causing that. So we need to be considering, well, let's just make sure we're ruling out whether there's something really bad and I've been ignoring it for a while. I just got normalized to that level of fatigue. So just to be sure, I'm going to see my doctor. And usually, most of the time, we're told everything is fine. If you're not, it's great because you're in the right spot. You can talk to your doctor about how a medication or a surgery might be beneficial for you at that time, but we need to investigate it. So if you go and they say, congratulations, there's nothing wrong on your blood tests, but you still feel this exhaustion and fatigue, it doesn't mean you're making it up. It doesn't mean that the fatigue isn't real. It just means that you don't need medication or surgery. Great. Now, when, for instance, a common thing that comes up with fatigue on blood tests and might come up for you, or you know someone that experiences this, is chronic iron deficiency. When, let's say, you have chronic iron deficiency, you might get an infusion and then you feel better and then it goes back down again. 3 months later, you need another one. 6 months later, you need another one. And you just feel like you're in this loop. You've tried different supplements. It doesn't work. You're like, what the hell is going on? This is where we need to look at your body as a whole. Iron just isn't, oh, I'm depleted in it, so I'll take more of it. Sometimes we can be so hyper-stressed that we're inflamed. Our immune system is running a little bit rampant because our stress response is thinking that things that weren't a threat are a threat. So we start to react to different foods that we didn't used to because it's becoming hyper alert. We move fast, we talk fast, we have less time. So it thinks our lifestyle becomes a threat. So our immune system can be heightened. When that happens, our inflammation runs rampant. When inflammation is running rampant, that actually blocks your absorption of iron through your diet. So that can be contributing to why your iron is low. So this is why we always look at the 4 fundamentals, because that is how your body functions at its best. When we balance all of those 4, it's like hallelujah. So we want to decrease inflammation. We can do that by caring for our nervous system fundamental. We can also help with our iron levels. And this is something I was actually just talking to a patient yesterday who was one of these people that would always go to their doctor, and lo and behold, every 3 to 6 months, her iron levels had dropped again. She'd need another iron infusion. She's like, I just don't understand what's happening here. And she had a whole host of other things going on with her menstrual cycle and with migraines and fatigue and lots of other things that were going on. But what we did was we just addressed her fundamentals, and caring for her nervous system, we increase pleasure and play and spaciousness in her day. And also the other main fundamental for her was her nutrients were pretty good. She was having iron-rich foods. She was cutting out inflammatory things. She was being very careful about what she ate, which, side note, if you're really hyper-attuned to what you eat sometimes and what you're eating is causing stress, that's knocking off your nervous system fundamental. We can get into that in another episode. But also what we looked at was her metabolism and her blood sugar fundamental, the other 2. So those are the 4: nervous system, metabolism, nutrients, and blood sugars. If you haven't already, listen to the first episode where we talk about the fundamentals in more detail. Because if you're noticing any symptoms, whether it's fatigue, whether it's skin issues, hair issues, menstrual cycle, anything, I always recommend looking at your fundamentals to start with. So her blood sugars, what we did is I actually put her on a ketogenic like diet to get her into a sense of ketosis, which is naturally anti-inflammatory. And I called her, she said, I went and got a follow-up blood test, and this is the first time in as long as I can remember that my iron levels are stable. They haven't changed. So the only real thing that she changed was, well, she created more spaciousness and time in her day and prioritizing pleasure and play in the smallest little things. So that decreased inflammation. It helped calm her nervous system. It's always going to help with absorption. But also, we noticed that she, on the ketosis diet, she decreased inflammation, yes, but also because it regulated her insulin levels, it also helped regulate her iron levels. And then the other thing we did was her light environment. So getting out for the sunrise, seeing the sunset, and also not being under artificial lights too much at nighttime when it's dark. That actually helps her body utilize the iron appropriately and her cells to, particularly the mitochondria, the energy part of her cells, to work well. So that's what we looked at from a doctor's perspective, or from a medical doctor's perspective, should I say. They're going to look at, okay, you've got perpetual iron issues. Well, let's do a scope or a camera down your throat and up your bum to look at, are you losing blood this way? Do you have a stomach ulcer? Do you have cancers or polyps or growths in your bowel that are causing that to happen? Do you have diverticulitis, colitis, all of those things? No, she didn't. Okay. Heavy periods. She did have heavy periods, and also they were getting more and more frequent. So yes, blood loss through that way. So from a medical standpoint, it's like, okay, well, blood loss through that way, let's put you on the pill. Let's make sure you skip your period, even though it's just a withdrawal bleed. So then you're not losing blood through your menstrual cycle. But again, we're looking at, well, why is my menstrual cycle like that in the first place? And when we've balanced her fundamentals, what's happened? Lo and behold, her menstrual cycle has gone from 21 days to 28 days. So she's bleeding less frequently, and also her periods have gotten less heavy. Because what we're doing is we're addressing those fundamentals. So, number one, if you're noticing fatigue, go and see your doctor, go and get tested. There could be a whole host of different things that are showing up. Typically, the most common ones that you might see is that iron deficiency and also thyroid issues. But again, if they're not showing up throughout a medical lens, it doesn't mean that they're not thriving. It just means that you're not bad enough to need medication or surgery. The next thing is we go, okay, well, for instance, why is my iron level, if we take iron, being an issue? Well, medically, we have to make sure you're not losing blood internally somewhere. But also, we want to go, well, why is that happening even in the first place? For instance, if you did have diverticulitis, if you did have ulcerative colitis, if you did have a stomach ulcer, if you did have uterine fibroids, what do you actually do about that? And why is that happening again? When we go back to why is that happening, we always have to look at how can we support the cells? And how do we support the cells? We support the fundamentals. Then the final thing, because really what's underpinning the fundamentals is, well, what are the behaviors and actions that I'm taking? And what are the unconscious beliefs that I believe about myself, others, and the world that are dictating that? Are you like me and sometimes find yourself saying, oh yeah, I've been really busy, when people ask, how are you? And really, how you are is flat, running on empty, and doing all the things to try and hold it together. Or maybe you've had chronically low iron, noticed changes with your sleep patterns, and you might even find yourself saying yes to things when you really want to say no, and it's all catching up with you. If any of that sounds familiar, it might be time to listen to your body in a different way. Every couple of months, we run a symptom series where we unpack one common symptom through our unique fundamentals framework, looking at it through the medical, functional, and energetic lens so you can understand what your body is really trying to tell you. And in August, we're focusing on fatigue. We kick off with a live call together where we meet face to face and drop into the version of you that you want to become. Then you'll get bite-sized tools and insights to help you decode your fatigue, whether it's coming from your bloods, your boundaries, or your burnout. And we'll wrap it up with a live Q&A call so you can ask me your questions directly, all for just $99. So if you've been wondering, is this just how I'm going to feel forever? This is your invitation to stop guessing and start really listening. The fatigue series is open now and we'd love to have you. You can join via the link in the show notes or head to our website. Remember, your body isn't broken, it's talking to you. It's time to start listening in a different way. And this is where the energetic component comes in. And there's so many different things that could be driving different behaviors that can knock onto fatigue. For instance, and I've spoken about this a lot on the podcast, I see it so much in other people and also in myself. There's not enough, whatever that is. I'm not enough. That person's not enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough of something. Insert the blank. And if we just take that as a broad statement, what that is insinuating is there's this level of scarcity. And scarcity induces fear or anxiety. What is that? That is a stress response. That is your sympathetic nervous system. What happens when your sympathetic nervous system is activated? Well, it thinks it's not important to digest things. So, we're going to shut down the absorption of our nutrients, one of which might be iron. Others might be selenium, zinc, vitamin A, vitamin E, things that your thyroid needs to work well, right? So you're seeing how everything is stacked upon each other. So we need to address, okay, well, yes, I'm doing all these things to look after my fundamentals, but really what's underpinning all of that? And the energetics is really that. What are the unconscious beliefs that are driving your actions and behaviors that will be impacting your life and your health? Because your body is reflecting back to you how it likes the environment that you're putting it in. And that environment is your external environment, your home environment, whether you're staying in a relationship that you don't like, whether you're staying in a job that you don't like, whether you don't feel safe in your home but you feel like you can't make a change. All of these changes in your environment are actually impacting your internal health and vice versa. Well, maybe all of that is fine, but you notice that you have a crutch for drinking alcohol to calm you down, or chocolate every single day and you just reach for it when you're bored. It's like, or when you're sad. So that's where we start to notice, okay, I need to look at the energetics. What are these beliefs underneath that are driving my behaviors that are causing my body to give me these symptoms? And I'm just going to give you one thing to look at when it comes to energetics. And it's a really simple thing. And it applies to everyone. It's listening out for shoulds. So I, this year, said to all my close friends that I'm around, I said, I want you to pull me up in the moment whenever I say should. Oh, I should invite that person over for dinner. I should go and do this. Oh, I should have gotten up this morning and done this workout. I should have gone for a walk. I should have, whatever the should is. Oh, I should be investing my money this way. I should have taken that supplement. Whatever your should is, you're going to notice it come up more and more in your day. And that's great. We want to have that awareness, because what this is indicating is that we're often having that judgment on ourselves, which also shrinks us, and it fatigues us. It's all this mental noise that we feel like we should be doing something, but we also know deep down we don't want to do it. And then we have this guilt, judgment, shame loop that might be coming. But really, a should is based on what we think other people or society thinks we should be doing, not what we actually feel internally we want to do. So just making that small shift of, okay, I'm not going to say should, I'm going to say want. Because when you say want, one, if you still do the action, you're in a more empowered state because I'm actually actively choosing this, which is a great place to come from because you're in control. It's not the environment is dictating what you're doing. And also it makes you go, I would never say I want to do that. I would say I should, but I would never say I want to. So that's a really great indicator that that's not something that you're going to do. It's not something that your body wants to do. It's not something that you want to do. So then your actions change and your body starts to trust you. You start to become more connected to your body. And that's the main thing and intention that we aim for in our energetic health, is that connection and trust with our body. And when we have that and we start to listen in a different way, then we start to take action in a different way, then all of a sudden our symptoms start to change and alter because we're connected and we trust our body and we know where we're going. So those are the 3 things to look out for when it comes to fatigue. So if you're noticing that you have unrelenting fatigue, or it doesn't really make sense with, oh, it's just because I haven't slept, or it's been a rush, or I've been out partying all night and I'm tired, that makes sense, or you're jet lagged, right? But if you're just noticing I feel sluggish and tired and, oh, everyone around me feels like that, that is not the norm. It just means everyone is fucked. Okay? It is not normal to feel fatigued all the time. It's not normal to feel like the only way you get energy is from an energy drink or coffee. Health is when you feel expression come from within. You have energy coming from your cells outwards. You want to be able to express yourself fully. So if you're not feeling like that and you haven't been to the doctor lately, go and get some blood tests taken, go see a doctor. There could be a whole host of things that are going on. Ideally and hopefully nothing comes back. That's great. It doesn't mean you're making it up. It just means you're not bad enough to need medication or surgery. Then we go, okay, well, let's look at my fundamentals. And if you are wanting to, you can do a test your fundamentals hair test. That has been the resounding feedback from every single person that I've spoken to about it is, I just feel so seen. Like, oh my gosh, I actually haven't been making this up. All my blood tests have said that my thyroid and my iron levels are fine, but look at this ratio. Oh my gosh, my thyroid really isn't working well. And oh, I can see the impact that my stress is having through these things. Oh my gosh, it was heavy metals that were making me feel really heavy and tired. So it can be a really great indicator to do that. But if you're not in the position to, or you don't want to do that, you can just simply go, okay, well, how am I creating spaciousness and time in my day as a baseline for your nervous system? Looking at your metabolism, controlling your light environment. Think about sunlight as a nutrient, and it's the first thing that's in your mouth or on your body for the day. So we're not eating, we're not drinking anything before we see sunlight. Then when we think about nutrients, it's, cutting out the stuff that isn't working for you. So processed foods. I don't want you to get so hyper attuned to, oh my gosh, it has to be filtered water and gluten-free, organic, non-GMO, all the different things. There's a place for that, but often when we get so hyper attuned to that, what I've seen is that people start to react because they're thinking that all food is a threat. And then also looking at your blood sugar fundamentals. So this is whether you do get into ketosis, if that is appropriate for you, or you're just minding and going, you know what, I'm going to make sure that I'm getting enough protein and fat in for the day, and I'm minimizing carbs by themselves. That's just a great general blanket to look at. And then the final thing is your energetics, and that is pay attention to your shoulds. So if you're someone that is experiencing fatigue, trial those things. We are also at the end of the month in August doing our first of our symptom series. And the first of our symptom series is on fatigue. And how these run is the first night you jump on a live call with me and also one of our energetic practitioners, where we anchor you into the feeling that you want to feel. We're clearing the frequency of fatigue from your cells. So we're addressing that from an energetic perspective, and we're also all coming together as a community. Then you have access to pre-recorded content of me walking you through each of those medical, functional, energetic, giving you different resources, tools, practices, audios to listen to that help you reprogram those energetics that can be driving these behaviors that are causing you to be fatigued, doing all the things you don't actually really want to do, and being okay doing the things you do want to do that light you up from the inside out, giving you simple tools and practices for your fundamentals, and then also looking at, okay, medically, what's going on? Have you had these different tests done? This is how you can talk to your doctor about it. So it's a really clear, simple way to look at the symptom of fatigue. Let's look at it holistically and really go, okay, medically, what's going on? Functionally, what's going on? Energetically, what's going on? And you're taking that responsibility, and you're also given the resources in the community to help you along the way. And then on the Thursday or the end of the week of that week, there's a live Q&A with me where you can jump on and ask questions, and you have access to that content for the lifetime of the content on the app. So I would love to see you there. If you are someone that is like, I am just exhausted, I feel like I've tried everything and I don't even really know where to start, and I'm sick of feeling how I'm feeling, come and join us. The momentum of the group is one thing, like that is just so powerful, but just making it so simple and easy so you can stop the endless scrolling and wondering, have I missed something? Or that person's doing this at work for them, it didn't work for me. What does that mean? It's just making it really simple and easy for you to start to listen to your body differently and acknowledge that, yes, this fatigue isn't normal. It is not your baseline. You are not destined to feel like this for the rest of your life. In fact, your body is telling you what it needs to be able to feel lit up and energized again. So I can't wait to be able to share this with you. I'm so excited for our first symptom series on fatigue. Come and join us. And always look at those three things: blood test, look at the fundamentals, and pay attention to those shoulds that are showing up in your life. Until next time, I'll see you later. If this episode resonated and you feel like you're stuck in the space between symptoms and solutions, you're not alone. I've been there too, and that's why I created all of this. From the book, if you're just starting to listen, or the test if you want clarity your bloods couldn't give you, or the body-led experience if you've tried doing it all and still feel flat. Well, sometimes you need something specific, like one of our symptom series for a deep dive support on topics like fatigue and menopause. So wherever you start, just know your body's already guiding you. Share this with someone who needs it, and don't forget to follow and rate the show. Please remember, this episode is for educational purposes only. Always consult a qualified health practitioner before making any medical decisions. Every body is different, and so is every healing journey.